So it's the moment some of you guys been waiting for. I hope it's time to tear into the 89 Rmx 250. Finally get it in a running condition. So we're going to take the carburetor off, go through it, clean it, take the gas tank off, clean it. It has a broken bolt off in the gas tank. I guess where they put the shroud on, they over tightened it or put too long of a bolt. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that out to be able to use that bolt hole again, but I'm gonna try. I got brakes for it. I got handlebar grips, which I already put this side on. I just got to put the throttle side on. I got a factory headlight that's been spray painted black. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix that, but I got it anyway. It was cheap. I also got a sticker decal kit for it. I don't know what happened here. This is all faded. This looks good. Looked like somebody had started scraping the faded parts off, because this part over here is not bad. So I got the decal kit for the side covers, the radiator shrouds. I don't know if that's even gonna be able to be cleaned up good enough to put the decals on, but we'll see. That's basically it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this carb off. Let's get it apart, see what's up with that, and try and get this thing to fire up and at least run on the gas tank and get it close to being rideable. Okay, so here's the carburetor. Got it off. I don't see any gas running out of it. Basically because we ran it all out. Oh, this is one of those carburetors. You got to take the bowl off to get into the bottom of it. That is a 17. Looking right? Yep. $11.16, close enough. So he said this thing had been sitting a nice O-ring at the bottom. Huh. This carburetor's clean. Looks like it's clean. I don't see any trash or anything in the bowl. Maybe the jets are just plugged up. Now he said they had it running on a gas bottle, which I seen in the video. And he said it seemed like to him the carburetor was stopped up. Just one jet in there, which that's clean. I don't know. I think on these you can take that center jet out, the main jet. Some of them you can't. Let's get these floats off of here. There's some weird looking floats. They sit on top of the needle flap thingy. Never seen nothing like that before. Of course, it's been a while. I owned a Rmx 250 long ago. So you got all that stuff. That just holds the needle seat. That is the seat. So I see there's a jet down in the middle. I don't know if that's an actual jet though. I think that's just where the slider goes. Let me pull this. I think that is the low side jet. Get the screwdriver, pull that out. And we'll get some carburetor cleaner, spray down through there. Make sure it's some in this can. Yep. Let's take this jet out of here. I don't see nothing wrong with the carburetor unless it's gummed up on the inside. Let's see if this jet, I think this is the low side jet. Nope. That's clean. Does it have an air screw? That's the idle screw. There's the air screw there. Wonder how many turns it's turned in. 1, 2, 3. It's about 3, almost 2.5. So we'll go 1 flat, 2 flat and a half. Huh. Only thing I can basically do is just blow it out with the air hose. That's just a washer there. Some of these you can knock out that whole slider piece. Actually, I think if you take the idle screw out, don't want to break nothing that we can't fix. Man, it's been a while since I worked on a flat slide Makuni. Oh, that don't come out of there. It's pressed in. So I'm just going to blow through it basically and put it back together. I don't see anything wrong with it, but just a little bit of trash could cause an issue. Of course, I was only running on what was left in the carb. What you see was nothing. But he said they were running in class. And it was almost like the carburetor was stopped up. So I guess stick it back together and stick it back on the bike. Mix up some premix. Check the spark plug, because you might need a new plug in it. I can see no reason spraying any brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner through it, because I don't see any trash. So put the air screw back in. I mean the auto screw. The needle looks good. I've never seen a float set up like that though. Not that I can remember on the Cooney. So basically, you got to put them in at the same time. That is weird. Yeah, I dropped the doggone needle off of it. That can be kind of nerve-wracking. You gotta hold the needle while you hold the little flap, and then put the floats on top of the needle flapper thing. It looks like the tab is bent. That is strange. So the way when the floats go up, they actually push on the flap instead of on a regular carburetor or regular needle setup. It's the opposite. They're up. It's one big float that's on to the flap. I'm sorry. I was looking at it. There's one big float that's onto this flap where the needle goes. Just one, like it'll have the metal here and then a float on that side and that side. But this one's separately. So either one of these could hang up. That's and then if you make a mistake and put them in backwards, I don't know. Oh well, we'll put it back together. That's all I can do. Like I say, it's been a while since I've seen one of these carbs like that. Did I tighten them? Let's double check. Oh, gotta run through that. Well, I guess I'll stick it back in there, hook the gas up, and go from there with it, because I didn't see any trash or nothing in it. Alright, so I went in and took the reed valves out. I wanted to check the reed valves and make sure they were nice and flush and they wasn't nothing wrong with them. This one here, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I might have to get a light and put under there. But this one here is barely open. You can barely see some light coming through it, and I'm pushing down on it now. Let's see if we can get a light. You don't want those to be up at all. They need to be completely flush. This is that one. It's kind of hard to see on camera. But this one here, I can see some light barely going through there. And this one over here is really flush. So what I'm going to do, now you can take these off and flip them over to see will that cure that little opening. Now he did say something about the reed valves. That's going to be a bad screwdriver. Let me get a good screwdriver. I remember he told me something about them, but we'll flip this side over. They tend to lose their, I guess you call it rigidity, over time. And if they're open like that, they'll let too much fuel through, and the fuel will just dump into the cylinder, and you'll have loss of power and fouling of plugs. So you want to make sure your reed valves are nice and flat, but you can flip them over. Let's see, just like that. So it's actually this one. Flip it over like that. Got a lot of bad gas smelling too. Of course, that carburetor could have just had a lot of bad gas in there, and they were trying to run it like that, you know. You want to make sure they're clean. There's no debris on them. Now this is the one, this is your reed valve that mainly will fold up on you or lose its strength and let too much fuel in there. I'm not exactly sure the concept of the reed valve, but I do know if they're not flat, they will let too much fuel. It's just like you're running it with just a carburetor wide open without the reed valves, just a straight intake. Kind of like on a car, I guess, or truck, when you got a single or dual plane intake. Single plane will let all the fuel in on all 4 barrels, and a dual plane will cut 2 of them off. That's why you have on the intake, you have that little runner in the middle. You don't want to over tighten them, but you do want to get them tight, because if those screws come off, they go right into the crankcase or right into the cylinder, and then you're screwed, because these go they're right inside the cylinder. So now they're flush. I don't see any light coming through them like I did at first. I can look at them. They're flat. I don't see any kind of light. So we flipped them over. I put this back in, put the carburetor on, and then we'll get that gas tank cleaned. So that could have been some of the issue with that reed valve not being flush, but we'll find out how she runs when we get her gassed up. So hopefully she fires right up and run like she's supposed to. So here's the gas tank. This screw, I think what they did, they cross threaded it and then they snapped it off trying to get it back out. And I've already tried putting vice grips on it. It is in there, and it's just turning this whole metal insert. It's just turning in there. Now this hole don't go all the way through the tank, but if I can stop it from turning, that screw is just broke off. Just broke off in there pretty good. Oh, it's cross threaded. I don't know if heat will do anything. I'm scared to get it too hot because then it'll start melting the gas tank. But if you look inside of it, it's closed off where this goes. I don't know if you can pop it out of there. Maybe pop another one in. I don't know what it looks like on the back. But I don't want to destroy the gas tank either. Unless I can grind it down and lightly drill it out and tap it and just put another screw in there. That can be another option. Just get a good drill bit and a good thread tap. But other than that, it's leaving it like that and just have the one bolt on the other end down here to hold that shroud on. So I might try that. I mean, as long as I don't drill all the way through the gas tank, that'll be another thing, because then it'll have a hole there. See, I'm just turning the whole thing. I thought about welding a bolt on there, but it's so cross-threaded in there. Even if I welded a bolt, I don't think it's going to come out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna grind it off and try and lightly drill it, tap it, see if I can get a screw in there that way. And if not, then we'll just run it with the one bolt like they was. Now, see if I can get a drill bit that's small enough the drill right in the center of that, and try and tap it out. Alright, so I grounded off that broken bolt. I'm going to try and drill this thing. I hope I got a sharp enough drill bit to do the job. Try and drill it small first. And really need to punch it or something. Let's see if we can get something to make some kind of guide hole or indention where drill bit won't be walking off the side. I don't think I've got. This might work. Might be sharp enough. Looks like that's in the center. Might have to go to a smaller drill bit too. Just kind of work my way up there just to get a starter hole. What I'm gonna try and do, I guess I'm just gonna try and go back with the same type of bolt, because I mean it's basically seized in there. So one thing. That screw is pretty long, that hole I mean, because I measured it. I screwed this screw in the other hole, and you can see where I marked it with a grease pen, how deep it is. But I don't really want to go that deep. When yellow plastic come up, you know, to pull out. So I guess we could take grease pen, kind of mark it where we at. Wow, we got a long way to go. Real long way. I don't want to get too happy with it. Let's see. I'm not expecting to get it that deep, like the other hole is. Just long as we can catch some threads to hold that plastic shroud on. That's all I'm looking for. We almost there. I think I might go just a little deeper. Mark it. I feel like that thing is getting hot. Yeah, it's about to pull up out of there. The heat is making it, the plastic's getting soft. I really don't want to pull that thing out of there, so I think I better let it cool off, because that plastic around it is getting so hot that it's going to start melting. I'm going to say that's good enough. So I'm going to let it cool off. Yeah, that thing's pretty hot. Let it cool off some before I start drilling anything else, because I'm going to have to go a little bigger. Then I got a 12 NC24 tap that fits this. I think this is a metric bolt here. So let that cool all the way down. I could spray some a little soapy water on there. That'll let it cool off some. That thing is hot too. It's really hot. I didn't think about drilling it was going to get it super hot. But I just let it cool between drilling. Yeah, she's hot. So we'll just let it cool off for a little bit. Alright, I let it cool off some. Oh, that was a little bit sharp. Pretty damn deep. Is it hot? Hopefully I can get this. I might have to go a little bit bigger. Don't really want to. Really don't want to go to the same size that came out of there. It might work. Anything that we can find just to make some new threads. a little smaller than what I wanted, but I don't want to pull that thing out of there. Find some looby dooby. Should have some thread. Thread lube for some PB blaster work. Definitely don't want to break the damn punch off in there. I mean the tap. I really need a bottom tap. It's got some threads though. I don't know what screw gonna fit it. Just randomly at this point I really don't care. Same threads. Nerve-wracking. I don't like it. Well, I think the screw is trying to back up out of there. Let me go get some easy outs. I can see, like, when I screwed it back out, it looks like the screw tried to back out. I believe I can probably put some easy outs in there and easy that thread out of there. That'll be real nice. Alright, so it ain't the prettiest screw, but I did get one to work. I tried to easy out that broken bolt, and it started turning, then it stopped, so it's really cross-threaded. So I went ahead and threaded it out, and I found just a machine screw, kind of flathead screw, and it's on there, so it's better than nothing. So now I can move on with cleaning this gas tank out. It has some look like some two-stroke oil down in there, all at the bottom. I want to clean it out. I want to make sure the petcock works, and get it on the bike and fire this baby up. Alright y'all, it's just time to crank this thing up and see how it's gonna run. Got some premix mixed up. Got the gas tank back on for now. I don't have the radiator shrouds on, so I'm just gonna get some gas in it, crank it up and see how it runs with some gas going to it, and if we need to make any carburetor adjustments, I will. think that'll be good for now. All right, fingers crossed. Let's see what she does. Trying to get the best view going on here. Now let's turn the gas on, let the carburetor fill up. Choke's on. I don't know where that shit. Oh, we got something leaking. Something's leaking. Looks like the carburetor's leaking. Not leaking now. I guess the floats were stuck a little bit. Okay. That petcock's leaking bad. I don't know why it's leaking. Why is this petcock leaking? I see why he's running on the gas tank now. This petcock is leaking. Turn it off, it really leaks. Well, I guess we can see where it run anyway. I don't know if I can kick it there. I have to get out. Sound like it's foul. Just the air screw a little bit. Man, this petcock is leaking so bad. Leaking gas all over the place. That ain't good. Floats are sticking in the carburetor, and there's gas pouring out everywhere from the petcock and the carburetor. Get this thing off here. Oh. Gas leaking everywhere. So I'm gonna have to drink. Ooh. Completely drench myself with gas and drain this gas tank. Petcock's leaking bad. And the carburetor's leaking. So something's up with the floats or the needle setting. And most definitely the petcock is got something going on with it, because it was just pouring gas out. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to pull this carburetor back off. Check those floats. Something's up with those floats, because it just started pouring gas everywhere. And you can see it wasn't running right. It was run like it was loading up. So that means it's getting too much fuel. So crank right up though, but she ain't running right. So I'm gonna have to do some investigating with those floats. I guess the next time we run it, we'll run it on a gas bottle instead of the gas tank, because the petcock's leaking. So let me get the car back off and see if I can figure out what's up with that. Yeah, she's spitting out a bunch of oil. It's like the bottom end is full of old gas and oil. So we're getting a lot of spray out of the exhaust. Lighting up some gas in the bottom end. She is running really rich. Spitting that oil coming out of the exhaust. So I don't know if the bottom end is full of gas from them running it with the floats messed up, but I'm getting a lot of oil coming out of there. Like exhaust. So what I need to do is check the plug. It could be foul, oil foul, and not letting the oil, not letting the gas burn right. So see if I can get a new plug and crank it back up again. So after doing some investigating, it had oil in the bottom end when I first started it. It was full, and now it's low. So what I'm thinking is the crank seal behind the clutch is bad, and it's burning the oil. It's sucking the oil out of the crankcase into the bottom end. It's actually sucking it out of the clutch side because there's a crank seal behind the clutch, and it's letting the oil pull through. That's why I got all this oil right here, and that packing is probably just fully soaked with oil, and that's the reason why I don't want to idle. I don't want to rev up unless you just really rev it up and hold it for a while. It'll clear it, and then once it goes to idle, it starts burning that oil again. You can see it's all in the fender. So I believe that's what my problem is. It's going to need a crank seal behind the clutch, so that I have to pull off the clutch cover, the water pump, all that stuff, clutch, and put a new seal. And I bet you this packing is just full of oil. Nothing in there, but it's black. It's all. Probably gonna have to get a new silencer, put some new packing in it. But so that's what I'm thinking it is. I gotta get a petcock for the gas tank because it was leaking really bad once I put some gas in it and I turned it on. So this petcock is bad. I found one on the old eBay. I'm gonna get that ordered. So this bike just sat around. At least it's not the crank seal behind the Magneto. If it was that crank seal, it would be trying to run away and rev wide open because it'd be pulling air. So I'm believing it's the one behind the clutch. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that on order. It's just a seal, and I gotta get the clutch cover gasket. And that's basically it. That's all I can do for right now. So I'll get some parts in. It's got good compression. I changed the spark plug. The air filter, I left it off because it is garbage. You can see where it's coming apart. We got a new one of those coming. So anyway, that's going to be it on the Rmx 250 for right now. I'm going to kind of put it to the side and wait on some parts to come. And I'll probably try to clean up some of the plastics. I got the decals. This is an aftermarket back fender. It's supposed to have a tail light. But the gas tank, the side fairings, radiator shrouds, try and clean the fenders and stuff up. Do that on the side. So I'm gonna let it sit for a minute till we get some parts, and then we'll get back to it. So we'll just holler at y'all later.